welcome to another live session. So I hope everyone is having a great day. I hope everyone is having a good Sunday. There's something that I want to talk about, um, and it's about friendships, right? Sometimes in friendships, it's not going to be 50-50 or 60-40. Sometimes it's going to be 90-10 or 80-20, which means one person is carrying more of the load. um that's how we work sometimes in friendships. And you guys know that whatever I share from my personal experience, right? I have had friendships where I was 20% and the other person was the 80%. And I have had friendships where I had to be 70% and the other person was the 30%. So the truth of the matter is that not everyone is equipped to pour into us at every time. And it's also not every time that we are equipped to pour into other people, right? Depends on the dynamics of the friendship. It depends on, the personalities of the two people involved. It depends on basically the dynamics of the friendships, right? Because every friendship is peculiar, right? There are friends that you have for having a good time. There are friends that you have for business. There are friends that you have for academics. There are friends that you have for networking, right? There are friends that you have for content. There are friends that you have for spirituality. There are different friends that you have for different things, different specific things that you want to do, right? So all friendships cannot save you in every area. That's one of the things that we should know. One friend cannot be your spiritual friend, your hanging out friend, your business friend, your career friend, your social. Like one person cannot fill every area. Everyone has areas where they are really good in, and which is why we have friends that cut across different things. If you go to church, you make a friend. In your workplace, you make a friend. In business, you make a friend. When you travel, you make a friend. When you go out to eat, you make a friend. Like in social settings, networking settings, you make a friend. Even like in family settings, you have friends that you have in your family settings, right? Like even if you go to the library, you might make a friend there. In every setting, every different section, we can make friends there, right? So every friend is not going to serve you in every area of your life. But the point I'm just trying to get at this afternoon is that friendships require a lot of grace, right? Before you decide you want to cut someone off, like sometimes we want good friends, but we are not mature enough to be good friends to other people. I think that's one thing I'm also learning, as I grow, as I mature. That's one thing I'm learning, that as much as I want other people to be good friends to me, I also have to learn how to be good friends to other people, right? And sometimes there are some people that you might want a relationship with them, or you might want more with them, but really they are called to be your friends, and it will be more beneficial to you as friend than maybe your spouse or anything more than that. Okay, it is better to have like few good friends than for you to have so many friends that are not even able to impact your life, so many friends that are not even able to help you out properly. So as much as we talk a lot about picking your friends wisely, picking your friends very well, we fail to even realize that we are not good friends ourselves. Sometimes we attract who we are, and we fail to realize that you may be attracting the people that are not very good at friendship, because you yourself, you're not very good at friendship, so you don't even know how to pick your friends. You don't even know how to attract the right friends. Okay, so if you want better friends, try to be a good friend yourself. And one of the parts of being a good friend that we sometimes overlook is that to be a good friend, you might need to pour into the person more than you think is necessary. Sometimes people are at their lowest, and you will need to show up continually for that person. Sometimes if we send a message to someone and maybe they don't reply within a week, we feel like, okay, we want to cut them off, right? But you don't know what the person is going through. You don't know what they're passing through. You don't know their head space. You don't know what is going on with them. So cutting someone up because you sent a message and they didn't respond, or you called a few times and they didn't respond, sometimes it's not good enough. Have you gone over to their house? Have you reached across other people that know them? Like sometimes just keep reaching out to that person. We talk a lot about love, okay? Love is not giving up on someone if you try to reach across to them the first time and they don't respond. That's not love, that's not care. Sometimes you would continuously need to reach across to that person a few times before you eventually, are able to reach them. And it doesn't make them a bad friend. It just means that they are at the point in their life where they are not able to pour into you, right? Like I said earlier, friendships are not always 50-50 or 100-100. Sometimes they are 20-80, and sometimes you would need to be the 80. You would need to be the bigger person. You need to be the person that fuels the relationship. Or this is something that I've learned, as I've gotten older. I used to be the kind of person that I didn't know how to reach out to people, right? It was just who I am. Okay, I could have 50 friends and not reach across to anybody for the whole month. So I started to realize that the friendships that I had were people who made conscious efforts to reach across to me, because I was not the type to reach across to people, right? I started to notice that the people who remained in my life were those who made consistent efforts to always keep in touch with me. Even though we spoke maybe once a week, once a month, they just were always the one making the effort to reach across to me. Hardly did I make the effort to reach across to them. And as much as it was working for me, I didn't know if it was working for them, because no one wants to be the one who continuously reaches out, okay? So after a while, some of them we no longer kept in touch as much as we used to. And I realized that part of it was probably my fault, because I wasn't reaching out as much as they were reaching across to me. So maybe I was not a good friend, maybe I was not the best, I'm not the best friend that someone can have. So now I decided that I would pour into my friends as much as I see them pouring into me. And sometimes in friendships, not just in relationships, not just in partnership, in friendships you can also be led. In friendships you can also follow your instincts, right? In friendships you can also listen to what your heart is saying, listen to what your mind is saying. In friendships you can also seek counsel. Now there are certain people that will come into your lives and your instincts will tell you that this person is meant for you, right? This person is a good friend to you. This person is going to affect your life in a positive way, right? So you want to treat them well, you want to ensure that they remain in your life. You might even go out of your way to water that friendship, because something within you is telling you that this person is meant to be your friend. This person is meant to do life with you. This person is meant to walk through life with you, right? So we should be conscious to our friendships as much as we are conscious to our relationships. Hi to everyone on the live. If you're here, please just drop a comment. Feel free to say hi. It's nice to have you here. Thank you for joining me on the live. Okay. People come and go, but that's fine. As long as you are getting the message, feel free to drop a comment. Feel free to ask a question. Every form of interaction is highly welcome. We are discussing friendships, right? So as someone who is in her mid-20s, I realized that I don't have a lot of friends. It could also be because of my personality, because of my nature. Like I said, I don't really know how to reach out to people. I don't really know how to nurture friendships. And that's because, growing up as a child, I wasn't allowed to like have as many friends as I would have liked. I wasn't allowed to, attend children events. Like my friend was organizing something. If I asked my mom, she'd probably say, no, you cannot go, right? Or I wasn't allowed to like just be as social as I should be. So I kind of grew up in an antisocial way. So now as an adult in our mid-20s, I don't really have a lot of friends because I'm not the best at nurturing friendships. But there are friends that have stuck with me over the years. Like I said, most of the friendships that I have now are people who made a conscious effort to reach across to me, right? Those are the people that have remained in my life over the years because they put in effort. But I'm at this point in my life where I have decided that I'm going to put in as much effort as I want to receive, right? I'm not just going to sit down and always want to be on the receiving end. I'm going to, give out as much as I want to receive as well, which is how friendship should work, okay? So in friendships, give as much as you can while also receiving. Hi, XY, I have a comment here, XYLUS, it's hi. Welcome to the live. It's nice to have you here. Please let me know where you're joining in from. We're talking about friendship, so let me know if you have any comments, any contributions, or basically anything that you want to see about friendships. Let me know how your friendships are going. Are you good at making friends? Are you bad at making friends? Do you have a lot of friends? Do you feel like your friends treat you as great as you treat them, or do you feel like you are the one lacking in the friendships? Do you want better friends, or are you fine with the kind of friends that you have? So basically, just leave a comment and let me know what you think. Let me know your suggestion or your viewpoints. But friendships is such an important topic. I like online and basically even in conferences, events, we talk a lot about romantic relationships. We don't talk a lot about friendships. In fact, there are some places that your partner, your spouse cannot get you to, that you can get to with friendships. Like your friends can plug you in, your friends can put you into rooms, things that your partner probably might not be able to do for you, they might not be equipped to do for you. Sometimes you often forget that different people have different roles to play in our lives, right? So I think there's some people that are married and they talk about being lonely, they talk about being isolated, they talk about not feeling happy. I think we forget that your partner cannot play all the roles in your life. Okay, different people come into our life to play different roles. So when you isolate yourself from everyone else and you get engulfed in just your partner and how your partner is, I feel like it might actually be an issue, because now you're putting so much burden on one person, but that person was not sent into your life to fill all the gaps. That person was not sent into your life to carry all the burdens. Okay, let me look at comments. XYLUS8 said, I don't find making friends easy though. Why is that? Why do you think that is, that you don't find making friends easy? Well, for me, I could actually say that before, but one thing I realized in making friends is that the more people you connect with, the higher your chances of actually making one friend. Do you understand? If you're connecting with just 200 people, I say 200 people, that's even a lot. If you're connecting with 5 people a week, none of them actually be your friends. But the more people you connect with, the more people you get in touch with, the higher your chances of actually making a friend. Do you take yourself out? Do you attend events? Like, are you active online? Just ways that you can actually make a friend. And the thing about friendships is, if you meet someone today, you might not know or be assured that that person will be your friend. As far as I'm concerned, friendship is something that builds over time. Do you understand? You must have proven your loyalty, you must have proven your trust, you must have proven that both of you have something in common, you must have proven that this is someone that you are aligned with, your vision aligned with. This is someone that both of you are headed the same way. You like their viewpoint, you like the way they treat you, before you can really decide and say that, okay, this is my friend. But you cannot really meet someone today and just say this person is your friend, because they have not proven to you that they are worthy of the friendship. They have not proven to you that they are walking the same path with you. So friendship is actually something that's built over time. It's like relationship. You don't just meet someone today and enter a relationship with the person. Friendship is something that is built over time, based on trust, based on commitment, based on loyalty. Okay, looking at comments, XYLUS8 said, I spend most of my time alone in my house. I guess that's why. Exactly. So that was what I was just saying. If you don't connect with people, it'll be harder for you to make friends, because people cannot make friends with someone they don't know. People cannot make friends with someone that doesn't share their vision. People cannot make friends with someone that, they're not headed in the same path in life. So, okay, but the thing is that, well, I will not say friendship is not for everybody, but there are some people that are not meant to have a large crowd. As long as you have everyone that you need in your life, it's fine. Sometimes maybe your family is all that you need to depend on. Sometimes maybe just 1 or 2 people that you went to high school with is fine by you. But if you want to make effort into having more friends, you will need to go out more, right? You don't even need to go anywhere fancy or anywhere, extraordinary. Even your local coffee shop, your local bakery, you never know who you run into at the shopping mall. You never know who you would run into if you go hiking. Join the running club in your city, join the book club, go to the library. You never really know who you might run into, right? How do people make friends? From shared interest. So if you join a running club, you definitely make friends that like running. If you join the local library, you definitely make friends that like to read. If you go to the local coffee shop, you would make people that like to have coffee and hang out, right? So anywhere that you go to, you would make friends that share that same interest with you. So if you're looking at making more friends, you might need to go out a bit more. But if you enjoy your alone time, if you enjoy your solitude, if you enjoy being by yourself, I think that's also really fine. That's also really great either. You can manage that as well. But for me, I think human connection is very, very necessary for everybody. Human connection is very, very essential for everybody. So you might not have a lot of friends, But as long as you have one or two people that you can rely on, as long as you have your family, then I think that's fine. But again, friendships is such an important topic that I feel like people don't talk about enough. Okay, I want to hear more people talk about, friendships, male friendships, female friendships, male to female friendships, female to male friendships. I want to see people post more with their friends than they post more with their partner, because sometimes we forget that human connection is necessary, and the only way to get human connection is not strictly by being in a relationship. Sometimes you need a friend, you don't need a spouse. What you need is a friend, not a spouse, right? We forget that sometimes, that whatever you want your spouse to do for you, a friend might be able to fill in that gap for you. Sometimes we forget that. Okay, so there are some people that neglect their friendships when they enter relationships, because they now feel like, okay, maybe that friendship is more important than the relationships, and the friendship is giving them what the relationship could not give them, so they pay more attention to their relationship than they do to their friendship, which is actually, it's not the best way. I've had friends that the moment they entered into relationships, I didn't hear from them anymore, and the next time I was hearing from them was when they were having issues in their relationship, or stuff like that. And for me, that's not the best approach. Anyways, I didn't used to be the best person to have as a friend, but the older I've gotten, the more I began to value my friendships a lot more. I began to value people that are in my corner. I began to value people that have stuck with me over the years. And the more I do that, the more I see how great friendship really is. The more I see how necessary it is to have friends, how necessary it is to have a community, how necessary it is to have people that have your back, how necessary it is to have people in your circle. The more I've gotten older, the more I've seen the need, the more I've seen the necessity of it. Okay, so even if you're not in a relationship, you might never feel lonely, because you have people in your corner, you have people in your circle, you have people that have your back. So everything has its place. Your family has its place, your friends have their place, your spouse have their place. And maybe sometime we'll talk about partnership, like business partnership. Like I said, there are different forms of relationship that we don't talk about enough. Everybody's so focused on the romantic and the sexual relationships that we forget to talk about platonic friendships. Okay, we forget to talk about business partnerships. There are so many other relationships, form of connection between people, that are very necessary, but like the society is so focused on romantic relationships that we neglect these other forms of connections, which is why some people end up lonely, which is why some people end up miserable, because you fail to service other parts of your life. There are some people that if they come out of the relationship, or if they're no longer in a relationship, they feel empty, they feel alone, because other aspects of relationship that you should have built over time, you have neglected them. So the moment you don't have that one relationship, it feels as if you don't have anything, because you've been so focused on building one aspect, one relationship, that you have failed to invest in other relationships that you have. So basically, I just want to talk about the necessity of human connection. Human connection is so necessary in our everyday lives, and we should do our best to nurture the friendships that we can. Like I said earlier, some friendships are even more beneficial to you than romantic relationship, but it all depends on how you see it. It's the same way people who are 80 years old have their friends surrounded by them. Okay, their children are not there, their spouse is not there, but they have their friends surrounded by them. So learn to build a community, which actually try to build a community. I feel like that's something that I'm learning to do as I get older. That's something I'm learning to do as I become more mature, to build a community, right? To build a circle of friendship. I know that everybody cannot be my friend, but at the same time, I know that there are like-minded people out there. I know that there are people that are interested in the same thing I'm interested in out there. I know that there are people that will value me. I know that there are people that I would value, right? All I really need to do is to put myself in situations where I will come in contact with these people, right? Like I said earlier, how do you make friends? You make friends from shared interests, right? Like you can make friends online, but I'm talking about people that you meet physically now, right? Because physical connections will always have their place. Like online connections are great, but as far as I'm concerned, physical connections will always have their place. So thanks so much for joining in at this time. I guess I will see you in the next live. I Oh, there's one person on the live. Hi, I'm almost done with the live now, so I'll be ending it. But if you're here, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining in. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this live a thumbs up. And I will see you in the next live. Bye.